Hey Marbles, I just want to say that when I look into your lack of eyes, I feel something beat in my no doubt empty chest. My non-existent throat becomes dry and I want to kiss you even though I have no lips. What say you? Anything to do with romance between real people has always made me slightly uncomfortable. I can read about it in novels and webcomics and I can push it when it comes to seeing it in shows and movies, but as soon as it's real people loving on each other, both in media and in real life, I feel like a Minecraft player desperately trying to avoid eye contact with an Enderman. Except I really do like Endermen, and when I need Ender pearls and I have to kill them, I die a little bit inside. Since I hate witnessing acts of love, I think it goes without saying that I also hate experiencing it. Granted, I haven't really experienced anything at all, but the things I did go through have cemented the fact that I don't want to go through anything more than witnessing it. And even that is severely pushing my limits. I personally haven't really had a crush on anyone in real life, but two people have somehow had crushes on me, so I'm gonna talk about it. Don't get excited, there's not even any hand-holding. I'm very hygienic. The first story starts way back in primary school when I was but 10 years old and a new kid was introduced. Classic trope. Now, unfortunately for everyone involved, the only empty seat was next to me, so the teacher said that I was responsible for making him feel welcome and telling him the rules of the class. I was so happy that I had been chosen to take on such a noble responsibility, but looking back, it was probably just because the teacher couldn't be bothered to do it herself. Nevertheless, I was now responsible for taking care of this guy, who was quite literally twice my size. Do we get a disaster warning when you sneeze? If you need to piss, do you only to seek higher ground? I don't even want to know what happens when you need to poop. I took my duty very seriously. I was telling him all the rules, what you shouldn't do, what you should do. I helped him with his work, and in no time he was settled and talking nicely to everyone at the table. My duty was done. I was a bit of a loner back then, surprise surprise, and didn't really talk to anyone, so it was nice to have him act as a wall so that no one else talked to me. I just want to say that was it. My interactions with him during my last 2-ish years of primary school were all that we had. Nothing else. Fast forward 2 years and I'm now 13-ish. I'm in secondary school and in my class is someone who I used to be friends with in primary school who I'll call San. We weren't really friends anymore, but we talked because we knew each other. That is when she asked if I remembered the new guy. Oh god, I haven't even given him a name. I'll just call him Mott. Shout out to anyone called Mott, especially if you don't have a crush on me. And I said, oh yeah, I remember him. I had to take care of him when he first joined. Why? Oh, we ran into each other a while ago and he asked me if I had your number. Oh. Why did he ask for my number? He said he liked you and he wanted to see if you were single. Please, for the love of God, do not give him my number. She left and I was left to just mentally implode. 2 years later, and my guy still remembered me? Oh my god, I'm being perceived and remembered by people I myself have forgotten. I was more confused than anything because not only had so much time passed, but when we met, we were 10 years old. And the only reason I was helping him and stuff is because Mrs. Teacher told me to. I don't really count this as a crush because we were only 10 when we met and he didn't really show up in person and profess his undying love for me. But this next one sure does. This next one happened in secondary school and I think I was 15 or 14. Secondary school was not a fun time, so my brains just made it as blurry as possible, which has its perks but also its cons. Like right now. Let's just say I was 15. I had a classmate who we will call Fim. Shout out to anyone called... Actually, no. If you're called Fim, I wish you great success in suing your parents. We were friendly classmates, not friends. If we were sat next to each other, we talked. If not, One day when I was walking home with a friend, he decided to lean close to my ear and whisper, I believe I have a crush on you, and then dip. He was strategic about it. He did it on a Friday, so instead of enjoying my 2 days off, I was instead stressing about what the hell I was gonna even say to him. Against general better judgment, I decided to accept his feelings. Did I reciprocate his feelings? No. No, I did not. So the obvious question is, why the hell did I accept? I'm not even sure I was even capable of processing something like that back then. Secondary school for me was very much a time of depression, anxiety, and focus on survival. But back then, to keep things short, I didn't like myself very much, and I thought if I rejected him and caused him pain, then I would be amongst the scum of the earth. So, back to me making a decision against everyone's better judgment, I accepted his feelings. What happened next? Ooh, secret rendezvous, passionate love letters, extravagant displays of affection? No, we just sat together in the library one time, and when we walked down the corridor, he would push his coat against my backpack, which I didn't appreciate, and when he walked down the aisle in mass, he would nudge my elbow, and let's just say I was very quickly realizing that I made a mistake and I was very much out of my own depth. The straw that broke my back was one lovely day in English. This was a lovely day because the regular teacher wasn't here, so we had a substitute. Woo! Cue celebrations! Everyone moved to sit by their friends, but since I was so popular, I didn't have any friends and remained in my seat at the very corner of the class. Do you want to guess what happened? Mind if I sit here? Enter Fim. Also enter my strong feelings of horror, regret, and horror again, just to be sure. Why are you sitting here? I want to. Good enough reason as any, I suppose. But people are gonna talk. Mind you, his own friends were sat at the front. We were basically in another world. And do you know what he said? I don't care. Lovely. Fantastic. What could have been a peaceful 50 minutes was now filled with awkward, stilted conversation that I'm not even going to attempt to reconstruct. And then it came. The final straw. Near the end of the lesson, he turned to me and said 3 words. He said 3 words. Yes. Why did he say 3 words? Ha 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 ha, you're hilarious. Your mother must love you. The 3 words, as some of you might already know, were I love you. Then he added so much, just in case I didn't get the picture. And me, still an idiot, said it back. You said it back? What did he say when you said it back? How was your relationship with your father? Funnily enough, me saying those 3 words was me realizing that I very much did not feel that way towards this man. I needed to stop what I was doing before something catastrophic happened. I discussed in length with my friend at the time that I didn't like or love him and I needed help. Desperately. Oh my god, I can't even say it right. Fortunately, she had a boyfriend who was boyfriends with Fim and she said she'd talk to him about it, which I was sure would end extremely well. The next day, or a few days later, I don't know, freaks, I barely made it out of secondary school with my soul intact. I intended to face Fim myself and let him know that I barely felt anything nowadays, let alone love towards him. I think he knew it was coming because at the end of the science period, he took off. Like, he started speed walking away from me. I called him to stop and he threw a look at me and kept going. Oh boy. So I enlisted help of boyfriend, friend, and she went and told him that I was no longer interested. I'm pretty sure it was done at lunchtime whilst he was sitting with his friends, but he was running away from me, so I didn't know what else to do. So, it was over. My first and hopefully last torrid love affair. It doesn't quite end there though. You see, I sat in front of him in maths, also coincidentally in between boyfriend and boyfriend friend, and I could hear Fim talking to his other mate about me. I think he forgot I had ears because I could clearly hear him say, shh, the L word scared her off. Which is true, I must admit. She's antisocial. Antisocial? My guy was calling me antisocial because of what? Because I wanted to tell him I was no longer interested and he ran away? I did try to be friendly with him after that and he made it clear he was not interested, so that was the end of that. I do acknowledge that it is my stupidity that led to this whole mess, and if Fim is out there, I hope he's doing good and found a girl that isn't antisocial and loves him back, and that I'm sorry, but he didn't have to call me antisocial. Alright, that's it. That's the end of the stories. But I feel as if it's only right that I end this video with a list of beings that I myself have a crush on, so brace yourselves. Now, a list of my hear me outs. The wise old elf from Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, Charlie from Charlie and Lola, honourable mention being Max the best friend, Enderman, Creepers, Skeletons, both the black and the white because I'm not racist. You know Mitsuri from Demon Slayer? Not her but her sword. Zero from Ink, Sun and Moon from Security Breach, Cautionary Yellow Tape, Mr. Small and Larry from Amazing World of Gumball, the letter Q, Wings, Plague Doctor Masks, and Optimus Prime. There are probably many more, but that's all I can think of right now and it's early and I want to go to sleep. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't make the mistake I did, because you're just I'm sleepy. Okay, stay lost, freaks.